All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Welcome into the KSL Stream Center. I'm Shara Park. All right. We made it to Friday. This is fantastic. Welcome in to those watching on Facebook and those of you watching in on our YouTube page. Oh, we made it. And here's the great thing about Friday. We get to have a little bit more fun here in the KSL Stream Center. And who gave me the authority to do that? Nobody. Me. I get to have fun. That's what I'm going to say. And you know what? The best part about this is I get to bring in somebody who also likes to have a little bit of fun. And that is John Smith from 103.5 The Arrow, because we get to talk about fun stuff, cool stuff in Utah.
Thank you. Yeah, fun is the best,
Fun
right?
is the best. And that is what Fridays are for. We had some snow. We have a beautiful, beautiful white Utah out there here in northern Utah right now. Woke up to some beautiful March snow. And if you're scrolling, you're doom scrolling on Facebook because you don't want to go outside right now and just need something to listen to.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to get a photo. In fact, here we go. Of us doing. Look at that.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so I want some participation today. Okay, so if you're on Facebook and you just happen to see us and you're like, what are these two, I don't want to say idiots, but these two people doing on Facebook? Chime in. Where are you watching from? Have a conversation with us. We're talking cool stuff in Utah because we want you to know what Utah is about. And John Smith has this unique perspective on Utah. He has this ability to find these gems here in our state, and he has this inquisitive nature about him where he goes and he just uncovers them.
You make it sound so complimentary. I'm a snoop.
Okay.
I'm a busybody.
He's a busybody, and he's interested in great things here in our state. And so he started this segment here called Cool Stuff in Utah. And he goes out and he uncovers these gems in our state, and he puts together these amazing segments and brings them to life. And so we want to bring him here into the KSL Stream Center to highlight these different unique places he's uncovered. And John, I want you to give a little bit more explanation as to how this came about, this inquisitive nature of you. Because these are not just like normal places, like that everybody knows.
Right. There's two sides to what the feature does. So one, some of these are places that we drive past every day. You know, like there's a lot of places that we feature that are on South Temple because I'm also lazy and they're within walking distance of the Triad Center. But we walk past or we drive past these buildings every day, and sometimes we may even go, man, what's the story with that building? Yeah. And then you kind of go about your day and you forget about it. But thankfully, you know, I work really early in the morning, and after 11 o'clock, I kind of just have the day to just kind of wander around and cause mischief. So I'll just start wandering in places and start asking questions. And believe it or not, more times than not, people are like super excited to talk about the history of these buildings or these sites or these parks. And that is kind of where I got the idea, which didn't really come into fruition until COVID hit. Okay. And we had the Triad Center building pretty much to myself. And I just kind of wandered around and filmed it with my phone. And lo and behold, we made a TV series out of it, so it kind of worked out.
They're fantastic. Okay, so John, we're going to start today. We're going to do a double header today.
Okay, cool.
So one of the places you went to, and I want you to give a brief setup here because I want to watch this segment, this first one here. You went out. I had never even heard of this place. Seabase?
The Bonneville Seabase.
Seabase.
Yeah, the Bonneville Seabase.
Okay. First of all, how did you even hear about this? Give us a quick 30-second setup, and then we're going to watch what this unique place is.
So a lot of people, if you love to scuba dive and took some scuba classes in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s, chances are you already know about the Bonneville Seabase. They used to do scuba diving certifications there. I found it being a wildland firefighter for Tooele County. We fought a fire out there just west of I-80 in the middle of the Salt Flats, and we found this place called the Seabase. And sure enough, we started asking some questions, and man, what an interesting place.
That just scratches the surface.
It really does.
Okay, we're going to play this story here, this unique look at the Bonneville Seabase. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, if you just happen to click on this and you're going, what is this? We've got John Smith, host of The Arrow, 103.5. What is this radio host doing over in the KSL Stream Center?
Right. Why are you putting him on camera? He's a radio guy.
These are fantastic inside looks at these incredible gems here in Utah. Weigh in. Okay, tell us where you're watching from, where you're at. Are you just at work? Are you just watching? Are you home? What are you doing?
Hopefully.
And if you've got questions for John, put them in the chat. I'll be watching. We'll ask John those questions for you. If you have questions just in general about John, maybe his personal life, whatever. Or if you have questions about this place he went to, we will ask those for you. But here is a look at Seabase.
So the Bonneville Seabase resides in the city of Grantsville, right at the end of Highway 138 as you go towards I-80. So the Bonneville Seabase gets its start in 1988 when the property owners discovered a warm spring on their property. They kind of dug it out, realized that because of the salt flats, the water that came up was about 3% salinity, roughly the same as you'd find in the Pacific Ocean. So what better thing to do than start hucking fish in there. Linda is here. Linda runs the Bonneville Seabase. How are you today?
I did run the Bonneville Seabase. I'm fine.
You did run.
We're closing.
You're closing. But you'll still be open for like special events,
Camping.
Linda runs the Bonneville Seabase.
Okay, sorry.
You had sharks?
We had nurse sharks. They were awesome. Very, very fun to dive with. They were our big draw.
Is that like a great white?
Nurse sharks.
Okay, like a tiger shark.
No, more like a nurse shark. They're bottom dwelling.
A hammerhead.
They have barbels so they can swim along and sense where there's oysters or something underwater. They're more of a mollusk eater.
But it's still a shark.
It's a shark.
So Bonneville Seabase is made up of 3 separate ponds. Habitat Bay behind me is the biggest. You've also got the Abyss, the deepest of the ponds here. That one is more than 60 feet deep. And then you have White Rock over here, which has some blue crab in it. The water in there is about 85 degrees in the Abyss. So the Bonneville Seabase goes back to 1988, but the origins of it go back a lot further, like millions of years further, all the way back to Lake Bonneville. Lake Bonneville was a prehistoric lake that would go all the way from the East Bench of Salt Lake City, all the way out to Wendover, and from Idaho all the way down to Fillmore. It was more than 20,000 acres, and at one point was more than 1,000 feet deep. Think I'm ready. Let's do this. Thought Sam was coming. Are you coming?
I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
You got this.
We can put these on right here, right?
Dude, you brought a wetsuit?
You didn't? Oh. Oh. Wait, you lost the flipper.
I lost the flipper. It's actually refreshing.
Don't! Don't!
Is that like that?
Yeah, you can. No.
It's like a fish tank you can swim in. I did not expect to do this today. When I got out of bed this morning, this is the last thing I thought I'd be doing. So there you go. That's a day at the Bonneville Seabase. Make sure you like it, subscribe to it, and comment below on what you want to see next time on Cool Stuff in Utah. There's a fish. Okay, now I gotta drive home in wet clothes. Arr! All ashore!
Oh my gosh! You got in?
Yeah, I hadn't planned on it, but I was like, you know what? It would be really funny if I just got. Nothing's funnier than clothes on in the pool, right? So we next leveled. went up a notch.
I love Sam's comment. Like, you didn't bring a wetsuit? So gross. Hi to Darlene, by the way. She says, we're going to have to go check this out. This is awesome on our Facebook page. But okay, wow. Okay. I honestly, until you did this feature, I had no idea this even existed out there. So I do have questions. So the salt content out there. So once you got in, tell me about that.
So there's two things that really surprised me, being a natural body of water. Now, they did carve it out. They did excavate it, but it is a natural spring. Being natural water in Utah, I was expecting it to be cold, right? But it was actually warm. It's like getting into a hot tub. It's like 85, 90 degrees. And then it's 60 feet deep. Like, it's deep down there. And then, the water, it smells, tastes, and feels just like ocean water. It's not as salty as the Great Salt Lake because it's not runoff water. It's actually spring water coming up from the bed of the earth. And so it's 3% salt content, which is just shy of the 3.9% that the Pacific Ocean is, which I didn't know anything about until I went to the Seabase. Don't make me try not to sound like a know-it-all.
I know,
but yeah.
I know. But I mean, you were a spectator, a visitor.
Absolutely.
Okay, but still, wow. Okay, who can go out there? Can anyone just go out there? Like, you can just show up?
So it used to be that they were open, like Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday. Now it is by appointment only, and so you get in touch with the owners, Linda, who runs Seabase.org.
Who we're seeing right there.
She will allow you to come out and camp, come out and swim, and come out and snorkel. They even have the stuff to rent. But you need to make an appointment, and they are they're a retired couple, so the chances are that they'll be there to help you out. But they also travel, so they may not be available the day.
Okay.
So I suggest you check it out. Otherwise, you're going to get there to a closed gate.
Okay, you got to reach out to them. Okay, the difference summer versus winter. You obviously went out there when it was warm.
This was I want to say September. So it was cool enough that I had a jacket on, and that I was cold driving home in my wet clothes.
You are so bizarre.
Two of the water features are enclosed, so it is a year-round thing.
But this is hands-on. This is not like you're going to the aquarium.
Nope.
Or that place up in Layton. I can't remember what it's called.
No, like you can see, like I'm feeding crabs,
and
I'm like
touching things.
And they touch you right back. Like, make no mistake, the fish are not shy. They're very comfortable with people.
I can't imagine what else was. Yeah, there's so many things I could say at this one. I'm not going to.
There's an outtake that we couldn't show where a fish swam up my shorts. And I couldn't get it out, and so I'm like doing like this boogie dance, and I'm freaking out because it's slimy.
And you only had one flipper. That's the best part of all
and they wouldn't let me put it on TV because it looked so bad.
So funny. Okay, that was entertaining. That's fantastic. Okay, that was the Bonneville Seabase. If you missed it, you just jumped in here. You can obviously go back, rewatch it here in the KSL Stream Center on this stream, or over on the YouTube.
Yeah, find it on YouTube.
But you go over to the YouTube page for the Arrow or Cool Stuff in Utah. You've got your own page, right?
Right. Yeah. If you look for Cool Stuff in Utah or 1035 The Arrow, these will pop right up. There's like 70 of them. And this one is somewhere in the 30s, I think.
In the 30s.
This is somewhere in the middle.
Okay. With that being said here, I told you this was me a double header.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. because I'm not going to let you go here. Once I've got you, I'm making you sit in that seat. The second one I want to feature before we let you go back upstairs into your radio show here is the Motorsports Park we're going to talk about, correct?
Also in Tooele, yeah,
Also
the
in
Tooele
Tooele.
Motorsports Campus.
Hey, we're giving Tooele a shout out here today.
Right?
Tell me about the Motorsports Park. How did you land there? In
So
this one?
the Tooele Motorsports Campus is actually just a few blocks from where I live. I live in Stansbury Park. This is kind of in the Erda area between Tooele City and Grantsville.
I love Erda.
And it is a full-on speedway. It's a racetrack. It was started by Larry H. Miller and the Miller family, and it was run as the Miller Motorsports Park for a number of years. And then it shut down and was acquired by it was up for sale, and then it was owned by the county for a stretch, and now it's owned by a private investor. And people go out and they do high-end sports car races, they do Indy car races, and my personal favorite, the day we were there, they were doing drift races. There are groups of the Salt City Drifters here in Utah that get together and they drift their cars. They do drift racing.
Okay. Should we watch it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's see what John had to do out
This was terrifying, by the way.
over at the Motorsports Park. Here we go.
So I wrote today's episode on the back of a head injury questionnaire, which is kind of fitting. Welcome to the Utah Motorsports Campus. Tooele County, buddy. Here we go. Let's go play. So the UMC used to be known as the Larry H. Miller Motorsports Park. Started in about 2006. Here's where it starts. Mid-2000s, Larry H. Miller gets an idea for a fun little racetrack. I'm going to spend like $5 million, kind of a novelty. Well, that grew, and it grew fast. In the planning stages, it went from being a $5 million project to being a $100 million project. And that became this giant racing campus out here in Tooele County. After its first year in 2006, it was named the Facility of the Year at the World Expo in Germany. So you had the American Le Mans, you had Superbikes, you even had NASCAR. But ultimately, a group called My Time decided to pick up the track. And in 2015, it was renamed the Utah Motorsports Campus. The UMC is insanely large. You have more than 5 miles of asphalt track. You've got dirt tracks, you've got go-karting, you've got car shows, you've got drifting. And that's all just what's going on here today. There are events here going on almost every weekend. Check this out, here they go. So we're about to go meet a friend of mine named Jim York. Jim is a guy who once drove a limousine through this motorhome. Literally made this hole with a limousine at about 60 miles per hour. There's no way that should have worked. We're gonna go out here on the dirt track. So this is Jim York. Jim is a international man of mystery. I've seen him die 13 times and walk away. Oh, what could possibly go wrong? I gotta sign the waiver. There's no door?
No, you have to climb
Are you
over the
kidding me?
window. That's serious. Just grab whatever bar. There you go.
Oh, that's awkward.
There you go. Now you just
You're like the Dukes of Hazzard.
yeah, it's probably easier without the helmet.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Now hang on to them hats and glasses. Sometimes you get those epically bad ideas and you know are gonna work. Yeah. I gotta drive this to work on Monday, so I think poor Sharon's gonna be mad. So we're gonna go ride in this Corvette with Gabby. She's gonna terrify me.
Not that bad.
I don't think this is gonna work. feel like a big person until I try and get in small things.
Looking at the floor, having such a good time. No, it's be like this. It'd be like Night of the Roxbury the whole time.
Well, if you can't see anything, just tell us how it feels after.
I keep spitting out right here.
Just kind of stand here awkwardly. This car's kind of cool. Brad, how long is drifting been a thing here in Utah?
I was gonna say, I'm like, probably about 50 years.
Seriously? How have I not heard about this?
I don't know.
They don't advertise. You need to advertise.
We advertise on Facebook.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You should radio ads. It's important. Call this number. So there you go. Great day out here in Tooele County at the Utah Motorsports campus. Make sure you like it, subscribe to it, comment below on what you want to see next time on Cool Stuff in Utah. Bye!
Very cool. Love that, John.
Isn't that wild?
I feel like I'd be really good at that stuff. I don't know.
I can tell you, putting me in that car was terrifying.
Really?
Because I'm a fairly large person, and the Corvette was set up for somebody much smaller than me. So
I like the idea of being. I like driving. I like driving fast. I don't know. I always say, because I'm from West Valley. I feel like
you should come out and give it a shot. They let people in, and all of the people out there were super accommodating. They're super excited to talk about their hobby and their sport, and really, that I'm sure somebody would let you play.
I love that. Okay, so that is something like you can do. Like Utahns can go out there, they can experience something like
Absolutely,
that.
every weekend.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's amazing. Okay, so John Smith, you have got I just put it up there, over 70 of these hidden.
Right.
I don't want to say hidden because we do know about some of these places.
Yeah, a lot of them are right in plain sight. The Cathedral of the Madeleine, the Salt Lake City Tabernacle, the Salt Lake City Cemetery, and then we go down all the way down to Cedar City and talk about like the Shakespeare Festival. But there's a lot of history there and a lot of people that are behind these things that make these things work that we don't often get to see. So there's two sides to this coin, right? There's the things that we see every day that we drive past, and then there's the stuff that we don't get to see unless you happen to have a camera crew following you around, and then kind of people just kind of let you do whatever you want, I guess.
All right. What would you like to tell people if you're watching right now on our Facebook page again? Tell us where you're watching from, which ones you've seen that you've enjoyed watching John
please.
go out and do. But John, if you were going to give a pitch right now, we watched two today. We watched the Bonneville Sequest and the Motorsports Park. What would you like to say? Hey, go check this one out if they haven't seen it yet.
My favorite one is a 2-part episode at the Salt Lake City Capitol building.
Okay. You
Where
got up into the dome?
We go up and we got to go inside the Capitol dome.
Which is really cool.
Which is a very rare sight. I think there's only been a handful of people that they've let go in there. Also, there's an episode where we go inside the city-county building. It's an older one. We went in right during pandemic, so the building was empty, and it was right after the earthquake. So you can see a lot of the earthquake damage that has since been repaired. Okay. So you get kind of this look in time that was not open to the public, and you really get to see a rare sight. There's not a lot of pictures of this that are even in existence, so it's a rare look at Salt Lake City history.
Perfect. Okay. All right. And where do they go to see all of these?
You know what? I'm just going to send everybody to YouTube.
Okay.
Just open up your YouTube page and look for cool stuff in Utah, and they'll all just come right up for you.
I love that. And we will drop the link in the comments right now. And so it's easy for folks to go, just click on that link, go watch those videos. I'm sure there will be one that will interest you. And we hope John will continue to give us his perspective on Utah's history through cool stuff in Utah.
Absolutely.
From 103.5 The Arrow. It's always fun to get a radio host perspective on our history through a television platform.
People are often confused when they're like, wait,
aren't you a radio host?
You're the history guy? What?
You know what? You are multifaceted, and we love it. All right, John Smith, thanks for jumping down here into the newsroom and joining us in the KSL Stream Center on a Friday. Kind of a chilly one out there. We had this storm, but you know what? This is a fun way to lighten it up and to kick off a weekend, and we love having you in here. So thank you so much.
You're the best.
Hey,
she's the best.
We appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Oh, thanks, Sean. Hey, everybody, have a great weekend. We'll see you over on KSL 5 News at noon. Hope that you will join us over there. Have a good one. We'll see ya.